What's going on everyone, Ollelito back here with a brand new video on the channel. Today guys, I will be showing you how you play the 4-3-2-1 formation in EFC24. The last video went absolutely insane for being me, almost having 11,000 views, so thank you so much for that. Don't forget to leave a like on this video today. Don't forget to subscribe on the channel because we're actually getting closer to 53,000 subscribers and we're aiming to get 100k before the year, which will be very hard, but aim high. And in general, you know, today, as I said, I will be showing you how you play the 4-3-2-1 formation, as a lot of you guys like the kind of tactic video, but I think you also want to know how you perform it in game when you play FUT Champions, when you play against your friends, etc. So you can slap them, all of them. So yeah, let's just jump into today's video and I will showcase how you play the 4-3-2-1 formation in this game to its maximum standards. Let's do this. So in general, how you want to build up in the 4-3-2-1, you need to use your fullbacks to its maximum potential. So for example here, when we find Toni Kroos in this pocket of space, we know for a fact this Toni Kroos is the 97 one, so he has the long ball plus playstyle, which I will be able to find the right back in a very good position here. And that's mainly because I use the right back on balanced, after you've seen in the past tactic video. If you haven't watched the last tactic video, go and watch that before you watch this video. This will make way more sense when I'm explaining it in terms of how I built up tactic video before, instead of you just going directly to this one. So I would advise you guys to do that first. So we find Toni Kroos long ball pass, and the thing we do with Toni Kroos here is that we find the right back here in this kind of area. Unfortunately, Bellingham doesn't really get a good touch this time, you know, loses the ball, but this is in general how you want to play. So if you can't find the pass like from the wing, from the left back to the right back, like with a switch, you can go back to the center back into the midfielder and then switch it to the other side, instead of, you know, keep on switching it from left back to right back, left back to right back, because that will be pretty obvious for the opponent to read, and it can also actually cause you to lose the ball on a switch, which means that your opponent will have a very good chance of going forward. So that's the first tip. Try to play through the middle if you can't find any space on the wings, but if you have a lot of space on the wings, feel free to use your wingers and wingbacks as much as you can when you build up. So as we just talked about, if we can't find the pass to the wing back, we use the middle. Here I find the pass to the wing back, and this is what I do. Exactly when I see this kind of lane, when I can actually cut his defense open with the R1 pass from Bellingham into Kylian Mbappe, this is the pass you want to go for. And you want to trigger Mbappe a bit tiny before Bellingham gets the ball, so he actually gets the ball in front of him and you can take a touch forward. So when I get to this part of the pitch, if he's aggressive with the center back, it will be very hard, because then he can just press tackle and take the ball. Here he's pretty slow with the switch, and this means, okay, now I need to attack the space. So the thing I do, I'll take the touch forward, and I understand, okay, if he steps here with Van Dijk, I'm in a bit of trouble because I can't really find R9, so that's why I'm slowing down in this kind of sense. So I'm just waiting for something to open up, and I see I think this is Saka, I believe, and also Haaland as the left forward. And I see, okay, I want to get it wide to be able to work it into the middle later, because then his defensive AI will move out, and then when I want to go inside, his defensive AI doesn't really have the tempo to move backwards into the position, which means that my strikers will be open. So it's a bit of a chess game. So here, as you see, I have basically, you know, destroyed his whole midfield. He can't really defend with any midfielders anymore, which means he needs to defend with defenders, and in general, that's a bit more harder in this year's game. So we find Haaland, I find Mbappe, and I also see I can do a first time pass to R9, and I believe that this pass from Haaland was to R9, but it doesn't matter, because now we find Mbappe here, we do a very quick pass to R9, and here I have space. Here I can do whatever I want to. I can do a L1 into a Elastico, I can do step overs, and in the end of the day, I decide to do step overs down, which is fine, and we have a shooting opportunity here. Unfortunately, I red time it with R9, but that's in general a very good attack in the 4-3-2-1, as you see, going from the wing, then into the middle, then try to attack the space always, and try to be positive with your touches going forward. So once again, we start off by having the ball with our right back, who is going to be the offensive fullback in these tactics that we play, for example. So we start off with Bellingham here. I realized that I have a bit of space here to be able to find Mbappe, and the thing I do here, I spam L1 towards Bellingham because I want Bellingham to make a run so we can create a 2v1 on the wing. Automatically, he realizes, okay, I already sent Bellingham, which means he wants me to not get to Kroos and then get to Bellingham, because if I get to Bellingham here, Bellingham is not really in a good position. We want him higher up the pitch. So the thing that I want to do, and the thing you want to do as well when you play the 4-3-2-1 formation, is to always try to find a pass backwards here and then be able to find R1 pass through his whole midfield, so we, you know, play through the lines of his midfield, which is obviously the key you're looking for when you want to play a build up through the middle. So the thing we do, we find Mbappe, I'm just letting this play, Toni Kroos, De Bruyne taking a touch, and then we automatically 2v1 on the wing. And here we have so many options what we can do. Ball or R1, unfortunately they didn't work in that case, but it was totally fine because we created a good chance. And this is also a bit of a tough one, because obviously here we have a counter attack against us because we used our right back to our advantage. But the key here the key defense that I did there is to just delay him. I'm just waiting for him. I'm just staying here with the center back. I'm not going on him. And when I have the chance, then I'm being a bit more aggressive here with Saliba. Just a bit of an AI block there from Van Dijk. But yeah, in general there, when you have a counter-attack against you, as we see here, the thing here is that we can't really bite, because if I bite, he just plays it through to Rivaldo in this case. So, as I said once again, we just wait, being patient, and just stay in position with your center backs. And in general, you know, Van Dijk with an auto block defends this perfectly. He doesn't score from this chance, and that was mainly because we had a very, very good patience and just delayed him to be able to get our players back into position and to defend the counter-attack. I just felt like I needed to show you guys this as well, and this is in general just game knowledge about this game. When my opponent is using one of his fullbacks, obviously as a fullback that we use as balance, the fullback that we want to go forward, when I win the ball against my opposition's fullback, that's when I know, okay, now I need to use the wing where that fullback usually plays on, because I will have so much space and will have a good chance of counter-attacking. As you see here, I realized this very quickly. I press tackle with Bellingham because I'm very, very close to the ball. I win the ball versus this Alphonso Davies, and my brain automatically tells me, because this is just muscle memory for me at the moment, just tells me, okay, now I have a lot of space on his right hand side. So on his left hand side and my right hand side with Mbappé. So I tackle with Bellingham, I automatically, you know, just do a step over and use the space. And here, first of all, I pressed L1 because I want R9 to be able to make a run here. So he needs to choose, okay, if he's stepping, then I play R9. If he's not stepping, then I just take space. And he's just staying in between, which is good defending from him in the end of the day. I rushed his chance a bit because I shouldn't really play this R1 pass into R9's feet. But if it works, it's a fantastic pass. But I should just wait for him to make the first decision and then use what is given to me in terms of doing a skill move. Maybe find Haaland up here. And in general, it's good defending from him, but that's also one thing I wanted to highlight. Use the counter-attacking options when you can, and realize when you have the counter-attacking options to go. Especially when your opponent, I mean 99% on this game, players on this game, plays one fullback on balance, and I think there is maybe 20-30% that plays both of the fullbacks on balance, which means obviously it will be harder for you to defend because he has both fullbacks on balance, but easier to counter-attack, and he will be very, very vulnerable against counter-attacks. So this play is actually going to be a goal against Abu Fawzi. I didn't mention his name yet, but a very, very good Saudi Arabian pro player, and this goal is fantastic. The build-up is so good, and decisions in general in this build-up is absolutely fantastic. So I will go back and you know, pause it a bit and try to explain what I'm doing, what I'm thinking. So I have the ball with Bellingham first. We want to send Bellingham in this case, so we just use the L1 pass towards Saliba and then trying to find the middle. And here, you know, I want to play through the middle a bit here. I can either turn right with De Bruyne and then try to beat the line between his Toni Kroos and his Cancelo to be able to find a striker, then back to Mbappé, then again 2v1 with Bellingham. But the thing I do, I find De Bruyne, find Toni Kroos here automatically. Either he needs to go on me and he doesn't really have anyone that's close to me, so I just do R1 dribbling here into the space because that's the fastest way of actually being attacking the space but also having control of the ball. So the thing I do, a bit of R1 dribbling, finding R9, then I find Bellingham automatically 2v1, and here I realize, okay, Bellingham with a long touch will get a lot of space. Then again, he moves the keeper, which means, okay, I know for a fact that if I do a ball roll pass to Haaland here, for example, I will have a good chance of scoring. Again, Haaland gets this to his right foot, and I don't think far post here. I think Van Dijk actually blocks this, and in general, the right foot of Haaland is not the greatest. So I see once again, okay, I have one more extra pass here, Bukayo Saka, which I use. And in general, a very, very good attack. But that's also because I choose the right options in terms of going forward. I was just waiting for him to do something with the fullback. When he doesn't do anything, then I decide, okay, he didn't do anything. I go back then to Haaland. Then I see, okay, Haaland on his right foot, probably not the best option to shoot. Then I just go back to Saka. Then I have an open net. So that is just perfect build-up. And in general, how you want to play the 4-3-2-1 formation, using the middle, but also sending a lot of your fullbacks to be able to have that width in attack as well. Yes, so in general, I felt like I've been showing you guys a lot of build-up now in attack, so I just wanted to highlight a few clips where I actually show you guys how to defend properly in the 4-3-2-1 formation as well. Obviously, we defend as a 4-4-2 in the 4-3-2-1, so more or less, we just want to get, you know, our defense in a pretty straight line, which we have here, you know. He's pushing our defense down pretty good here with Haaland, but the main important thing here is for me to be, you know, facing goal side against his Rivaldo. So De Bruyne is closer to my keeper than what his Rivaldo is. So the thing I try to do with De Bruyne is I try to first of all cover Rivaldo. When I see, okay, he can't really find Rivaldo, then in this case, I just try to stay with my midfielders and try to cut the lanes, because the 71 depth, as we use in the tactics, will do the auto offside traps, pushing the defense up, which means that the defense will also be tighter. So he needs to play a bit more on the wing and try to find space there. So I know for a fact, when he plays this pass into the middle, he just want to find a pretty quick R1 pass, either to Graham Hansen, then into Mbappé. But I know that, and the thing I do with Toni Kroos is that I try to get closer, as you see here. If we just keep on pausing it tiny bit, I do second man press with De Bruyne, and at the same time, I try to cover the pass into Graham Hansen. And the thing is, when he decides to, okay, he wants to go forward, then when he faces backwards like this is the chance for you to grab one of your strikers and then try to track them back to make it more compact. So as you see how I defend this, a bit of second man press with Toni Kroos, I select Haaland to be able to cover Cancelo. So if you want to pass it back, he goes to the center back, and then my team can push up once again. So I think that happens. He does this very, very well. I'm almost there with Toni Kroos. I felt like I could have intercepted this, but I don't think I pressed tackle. So he finds Mbappé. I'm just letting him do whatever here with Kylian Mbappé. Doing a pretty weird skill move. I don't think this was intentionally from him. Then I do second man press with Van Dijk, and then trying to cover the extra post to Rivaldo. And when I see, okay, he took a bit of a touch, then I go in, press in tackle, and I get the ball with Van Dijk. And that's in general a very, very good clip on how you defend in the 4-3-2-1, basically using the 4-4-2. So, a bit of a summary then of this kind of video. When you want to build up, you want to use your fullbacks, and if you can't use your fullbacks, then you want to play through the middle with players that has either the ping pass or the long ball pass to be able to find your fullbacks, or the ping pass will make it way easier to find very, very good and accurate passes through the middle. So that's why I advise you guys to have the likes of Toni Kroos, for example, who I was playing with, and also Kevin De Bruyne, who has some very, very good passing playstyles in build-up. In attack, in general, you want to use the width of the fullbacks a lot, and then trying to find the wing, and then from the fullback trying to go into the inside. And that's also one thing that I explained to you guys, I think. So that's in general how you want to attack in the 4-3-2-1, but also trying to be very, very aggressive attacking the space. So when you get the ball on the wing with your wingers, for example, just always tries to take the space forward. Obviously, if you can't, then you need to go back and wait for the team to get into position. But if you can attack the space, do it. And then for the part 3, I mean, the summary is going to be how you defend. And I think that last clip is just the perfect defending in this year's game. You need to just be patient enough using your midfielders, trying to cut the lanes, and then unfortunately in this year's game, letting the AI do a bit of the defensive work for you. And yeah, in general, just trying to use the AI to your advantage as much as you can. And this is how you become a master in how to play the 4-3-2-1 formation. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment something nice down below if you like these type of videos. If you want to see more videos of these where I explain how to play a certain formation, let me know down below. I hope this video is going to be as appreciated as the last active video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you guys, and thank you so much for the recent support. You guys are the greatest. See you soon. Take care, and always stay safe. Bye-bye.